Guys, we are live with another one. All right, we are live with another one, and there's some news. There is some news for this UFC Seattle happening this Saturday. Okay, like I said in my last videos, there's been multiple canceled bouts. Okay, I believe the last canceled bout made about it was the sixth canceled bout for UFC Seattle. You know what I mean? I didn't even think this card was gonna happen. All right, I said that in my past videos. I did make my UFC fight predictions. Okay, and but there's a new fight. There is a new fight on the card. Okay, there is a new fight on the card. A new signing for the UFC, and that is Austin Vanderford. All right, that is Austin Vanderford. If you guys remember him, he went on the Contender Series. I believe it was like season 2 of the Contender Series. He ended up winning that fight, but he didn't get signed by the UFC. And after that, he ended up signing, I believe, with Bellator, if I'm not mistaken. He competed in the middleweight division, went up the ranks, and then ended up fighting Gregor Mousasi, and ended up losing by TKO. But phenomenal fighter. If you guys don't know him, I think either he was married to Paige Van Zandt or is married to Paige Van Zandt. I can't verify that, you know what I mean? But I remember him being with Paige Van Zandt, which, let me tell you something, Paige Van Zandt is beautiful. So, big ups to him, you know what I mean? I'm not sure if he's still with her, though. But UFC has made a new signing, Austin Vanderford. I think it's a good signing. Now, I mean, it's just another fight on this Seattle card. Now, I'm not sure, where he's gonna land on this card, whether it's gonna be, in the prelims or in the main card. I'm not sure where he lands. When I go to UFC, let me go on it right now. Actually, hold on a second. When I go on, when I go on Google and put UFC, events, he's not there yet. He's not even on the card just yet. So this is fresh. This is brand new. Congratulations to him, though. To be getting this this opportunity to fight in the UFC. I mean, it's been a long road for him. It's been a while since he actually attempted to come back to the UFC, and now he's in the UFC. So that's big news. Yeah. Let me go to UFC.com. Maybe they fixed it on there. But I'm not sure. Let me just verify really fast, because the last time I was on UFC.com, they still had Dominic Cruz competing, at UFC Seattle. So let me just see if they updated that and they put Austin in there. Let me just check it out really fast, guys. Guys, if you're new to the channel, like and subscribe, okay? Like and subscribe. It takes minimal effort to give me that thumbs up, so you might as well do it. And, topic of discussion today is the new signing. New signing today. Let me see if he's on here. I don't even think... they did update it. They did update their fight card here at UFC.com. So let's see if... Yeah, they got him. They got him on there. Austin Vanderford is the new signing for the UFC. If you guys don't know him, he comes from the Contender Series, season 2, I believe. He ended up winning his fight on the Contender Series, but Dana White didn't sign him. He ended up not getting signed to the UFC, but he got signed to Bellator, competed in the middleweight division of Bellator, fought his way up to, fighting Gregor Mousasi, ended up getting TKO by Gregor Mousasi. But this is a great opportunity for him to step in the octagon and see if he could, do some great things in the UFC. Now, like I said, I'm not sure where they really put him. I'm not sure if they put him in the main card. I'm not sure if they put him in the prelim. Let me actually check. Where they got him at? Okay, they got him in the prelims right now. Yeah, they have him in the prelims right now. Man, I'm going to have to make this UFC prediction right here. He's fighting Nicolay. All right, he's fighting Nicolay. Nicolay, it's going to be a catch weight. So I'm not sure where they're going to fight exactly. How you doing, SK? Hopefully you're having a good one. Nicolay is 9-1. 9 wins by knockout, 1 win by submission. Welterweight division, he's 12-4. So he's 12-4. Overall record here. Yeah, he's 12-4. Sorry about that. He is 12-4. 9 wins by knockout, 1 win by submission, and 5 first-round finishes. Huh. His striking accuracy is 60%. So that's impressive, man. You know, hopefully you're having a good day, guys. Hopefully you're having a good Tuesday. You know what I mean? Hopefully you're kicking this week's ass. You know how Mondays are. Mondays are just, so for some people it's a struggle, not for me. Tuesdays, you know what I mean? It'll show if you're kicking the shit out of, the week. By Wednesday, by hump day, you should already know, you want the week to be over. But you already know, guys. Let me see. So he's only fought once in the UFC. Nicolay only fought once in the UFC, I believe. I'm looking at it right now. He comes from a Sambo background. He's 34 years old. You know, man, if I had to pick somebody right now from the top of my head, who's gonna be winning this fight? Man, this is a tough one here. Austin is 33 years old. He's 33 years old. Striking accuracy, 53%. His record, in the welterweight division, he's 4-0. Man, I don't know. I don't know who's gonna take this one, man. I really don't know who's gonna take this one, man. But man, man. You know what? I'm gonna pick Austin Vanderford to win this fight, just because this is his one opportunity. You know what I mean? His one shot to seize everything you ever wanted. One moment. Would he capture it, or will Austin Vanderford let it slip? I had to bring up 8 Mile Eminem. I had to. It was just perfect for this moment. Sorry, I had to do that, guys. But I mean, yeah, this is his one moment, man. You know what I mean? Real talk. This is his one moment. And like I said, he did win his fight for season 2 Contender Series, but the UFC didn't sign him. Dana White didn't sign him. So I think he's gonna go out there, and Austin is gonna try to look for blood, man. I think he's gonna go out there, try to possibly get a submission. You know what I mean? Maybe get a submission. Maybe go in there and finish this fight impressively. I think that's what he wants to do. How you doing, James Lee? Hopefully you're having a good one, man. Hopefully you are having a good one, James Lee. Guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Okay, it takes minimal effort to give me that thumbs up, so please, guys, support the channel, okay? And please, guys, don't forget to click that bell notification. It keeps us all connected in this beautiful community. Now, really, that's all the news that I have for you when it comes to, UFC and, UFC Seattle, this event on Saturday. The clock is winding down right now. Hopefully this card, stays intact because, I mean, I said it in my past videos, 3, cancel bouts. Hey, that's understandable. 2 cancel bouts is understandable, but 6 cancel bouts, that's atrocious. That's crazy. Like I said in my past videos, these mixed martial arts fighters have to reevaluate the way they're training. And if not, reevaluating the way they're training, they have to reevaluate, who's training with them or who they training with. Because obviously they're not keeping you safe. You know what I mean? That's my number 1 rule. You know what I mean? My number 1 rule is, that's why I don't even go to gyms anymore. Most of my injuries has been from people that I don't know, right? And I don't trust, right? And I go to this gym. I've been at this gym for maybe 3 to 4 months, and all of a sudden, I roll with someone or I spar with someone, and I end up getting injured, whether it's, some injury, you know what I mean, that I have to recover from. I don't have to go to the hospital or anything like that, but I have to recover from it. I have to stay home, and that's time away from, something that you enjoy. And that's one thing I learned is, you know what, I'm not gonna train with anybody that's not safe, especially if you're not gonna keep me safe. You know what I mean? So I don't even go to gyms anymore. I just phone up my friends, right? And those are the guys that keep me safe, and we keep each other safe, man. We really do. And that's the best way to train. That's the way you're gonna learn. You're not gonna learn anything by going into, a gym and sparring your ass off 100%. When in reality, you guys start, the sparring session, and you both agree, hey, we're gonna throw 30 to 40%, and then all of a sudden you're in a fucking fist fight like if it's a street fight. You know what I mean? It's happened multiple times to me. Okay, in BJJ, in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, and in Muay Thai sparring. You know what I mean? So you got to be safe. These guys, they really need to reevaluate, everything, like who they're training with, who's their training partners, what gym they're at, because I mean, six cancel bouts, okay, for UFC Seattle is ridiculous, is atrocious. I can't understand it. Are you going into the UFC? No, 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 hell no. No way am I going to the UFC, guys. There's no way that I'll be going into the UFC. Okay, the, back in the day when I was younger, if I really took it seriously, possibly I could have. You know what I mean, for the lower weight classes, especially at the weight that I was walking around in. But now, not really. I train differently. I I've gained some weight, not unhealthy weight, but I'm a lot bigger than what I was back then. I could hold weight, differently. So just overall, the way I train, I weight lift now. Everything is different. So, and I'm a lot older too. I'm a lot older. I'm not a young man anymore. So no, I won't be making a run for the title in the UFC, guys. That's not gonna happen, okay? But I am a huge fan of mixed martial arts. I've been a huge fan of mixed martial arts for, man, damn near since I was I want to say 14 years old is really when I got introduced to mixed martial arts, and I've always been a combat sports fan. Always, always. I grew up watching all the great boxers. Okay, because I was privileged growing up in New York City. My parents had the black box, and for those of you who don't know what the black box is, back in the day in the '90s, a black box can give you the opportunity to watch all the pay-per-views for free. Okay, and my parents had that connection, and we watched every pay-per-view for free. So I got a chance to watch all the great boxers and a lot of combat sports, even UFC events back then. Okay, I was gonna say these Russian Chechen would eat you. Sorry to be that guy. Oh, don't worry about it, man. Hey, I wrestled with Russians, okay, and I held my own with a few Russians over there in in the state that I am. That we have two American top team, well, really three, but the two that I've been to, I went to two American top teams, and I've been to the Jungle. That's another gym over here. And I believe it was either the Jungle or American Top Team over here that I wrestled with a Russian, a Chechen. And let me tell you something. I held my own, don't get me wrong, but them sons of bitches are tough. They really are. They're really tough. I mean, after rolling, because, I might be rolling with them for like an hour and a half, to be honest. And man, it's a after that hour and a half, I come out drenched. My gi comes out just drenched, just like you can grab my gi and just go like that and just sweat coming down like it was a fucking faucet. They scary as hell. I mean, I wouldn't say they're scary as hell, man. They're regular humans. You know what I mean? They're just very disciplined, and yeah, I'm also disciplined as well. You know what I mean? So it really makes no difference. You know, my favorite boxer is Jake Paul. He is the most complete fighter in the world. That's a joke, right? That's a joke. He's definitely not the most complete fighter in the world. Definitely not. I know 12-year-olds that I've actually met that could probably kick his ass. I'm just being honest with you. You know what I mean? And that's realistic, man. I'm just being real. A double leg takedown. You know what I mean? To side control, to back mount. Jake Paul's done. Okay. My Hey, bud, when are you in the car? What is your favorite kids pop song that you like singing the most? Man, let me see. The most kid pop. It will have to be. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, man. You know what I mean? I'll be in the car, and when I'm with a certain type of people, like I do have youngins. I do have youngins. So when I'm with them and they're in my vehicle, I'm definitely not popping anything with like, curse words, anything with like guns and violence. Um, I pop in a CD, and I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be a CD of the Backstreet Boys. I'm not gonna lie, all right. I'm not gonna lie, man. I put that on, and they enjoy the music. I enjoy the music. You know what I mean? Yeah, I put on some Backstreet Boys. That's what I do. That's what I do. That's what it is. You know what I mean? Not gonna lie about that. That's 100% what I do when I'm with them. With the youngins, I put on some Backstreet Boys and we riding. You hear me? We riding. Can't be ashamed. Can't be ashamed, man. You know what I mean? If you're a grown adult like me, you can't be ashamed. Okay, guys. Um, Illy, what was it? Top. Two, I don't know what that. I don't know what that means. What did you just said to me? What did you just say to me, Eska? Eska. What did you just say to me, man? But yeah, guys. Going back to the main topic, man. Austin Vanderford, he's gonna look for a win, man. He's gonna go, and seize the opportunity and make this signing a long-term thing with the UFC. You know what I mean? Especially, not getting signed by the UFC after you win your Contender Series fight. I bet he's chomping at the bits for that. He's like, you know what? I want to get into the UFC. I want to make a run, and we'll see. We'll see if he gets his opportunity. You never know. Oh man, you sound like Conor McGregor, man. You sound like Conor McGregor. I can tell you that, man. You sound like Conor McGregor, man. And there's rumors right now. There's rumors right now that excuse me, guys. Hold on a second. There's rumors right now that Fedor Emelianenko might make his BKFC debut. You know what I mean? I know Conor McGregor. He referenced that in his latest press conference. I'm not sure if Fedor will make his BKFC debut, but I think that's a good look. I think if he goes in there, he hasn't fought in a while, so you know, that does, bring some worry, and he is a lot older than what he used to be. But anytime you could get Fedor in a combat, situation, man, that's a good look. That is a good look, And him fighting in the heavyweight division for the BKFC, I think that's a good look too. I think he could walk right in there and possibly get a finish. You know what I mean? Especially with, his technique and his skills. He's been around for a long time. But like I said, he's older, so I'm not sure how that's gonna look for him. But I will be watching that fight. If Fedor goes into BKFC, I will be watching that fight. That's guaranteed. How can you win a contest and not get a contract? UFC is cruel. Yeah, man. That's the way it is sometimes. You know what I mean? There's been worse situations like that. You know what I mean? Uh, I forget that guy. There was a guy in the UFC. He was undefeated. He was 11-0 in the UFC, and the UFC cut him. The UFC cut him. You know what I mean? And he was undefeated. Everybody he, basically fought. I believe he fought in the welterweight division. Everybody he fought in the welterweight division, he beat. And unfortunately, the UFC cut him, even being 11-0. So things like that happen, man. Things like that happen. If they don't like you or they don't like your style, they're looking for a way to get you out of there. And that's exactly what happened to Austin. Austin went on the Contenders. I believe it was the second season of the Contender Series, and he went in there, he competed, he won, but he didn't get the contract. So he ended up signing with Bellator and competing in Bellator. But this is his opportunity. Like I said, he'll be making his debut, this Saturday for UFC Seattle, and we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. You know. Let me see. I forgot his name. I think Ben Rothwell is the BKFC champion. Let me just make sure. BKFC heavyweight. Yeah, Ben Rothwell. Ben Rothwell is the heavyweight champion over there in BKFC. So if Fedor Emelianenko does make his debut, I think he's gonna fight Ben Rothwell. And you know Ben Rothwell, he's been on a tear. He's been knocking out everybody. You know his UFC career doesn't look that it didn't look that promising, but after getting his weight controlled and being in a sport that's like BKFC where you don't have to worry about wrestling and it's just striking. Ben Rothwell has shined. So I think that's going to be a tough fight for both men, especially for Fedor. Him being older again. But hey, I'm definitely going to watch that fight if it happens, man. If it happens, I'm definitely watching that fight. Guaranteed. Guaranteed, guys. Guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Okay, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me that thumbs up, so please, guys, go ahead and do that. Support the channel, support the community. Help me build this channel, okay? Thank you for supporting independent media, especially mixed martial arts media. It's hard enough. It's hard enough out here. It really is. So I appreciate each and every one of you, man. Please subscribe. I appreciate you. But I made my UFC fight predictions already, and I'm gonna stick with my UFC fight predictions choices. I mean, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and say Austin Vanderford is gonna win his fight against Nicolay. I think he ends up winning that. I think Austin ends up going in there and seizing the moment, and continues his long-term contract with the UFC. I think. This is his one opportunity, so I think he has to capture it. That's for damn sure. But yeah, guys, how's the week looking for everybody, man? How's the week looking? Anybody doing anything exciting? You know what I mean? Yesterday I went to go get a haircut. Had to go get a haircut. Had to freshen up. You know what I mean? Now I don't have any any hair growing no more. I freshened up, nice and shaped up. You know what I mean? And oh, it's cold. Oh, where are you from, man? It's warm over here where I'm at. It's about I believe right now the temperature went down, but I believe it's like 60, 62 degrees where I'm at. Beautiful weather. Beautiful weather. I love it. I love it when it's a little bit chilly out. You know what I mean? When it's around the 60, 65 degree weather, that's perfect weather for me. Minnesota? Oh my God. Oh, you almost gave me a heart attack, literally. Oh, Minnesota. Whoo! Man, that place is cold up there. That place is freezing. What is it, like 10 degrees over there? Let me check the degrees over there. Minnesota. Minnesota, let me check this out. Minnesota weather right now. Oh, let me check this. 3 degrees? Oh my God. Oh my gosh. It is freezing over there. I thought I was going to see at least double digits. You know what I mean? It's damn near March, okay? And it's 3 degrees? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I would be cold too. Oh man, hopefully you got a fireplace so you can get that fire going, because holy shit. Look up in Rochester. Okay, I'll look Rochester up. Let me look. Oh my gosh, that is. Oh my God! Holy shit! It's 0 degrees, guys. It's man. Oh my. That's painful, man. Just looking at that 0, that's painful. You know what I mean? Wow. Yeah, man, where I'm at, it's about 63, 64 degrees, and it was beautiful. The temperature is going to go down to probably like the 40s or maybe high 30s tonight, but that's still better than 0 degrees, guys. Holy shit. Really painful. Man, that really is painful. That hurts, man. I'm getting frostbites just thinking about it, okay? Holy shit. Oh my gosh. Negative 10 degrees? Negative 10 degrees in some areas in Rochester. Oh my gosh. 60, I will be outside, mate. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, I had a beautiful day, man. It was sunny. It was chilly out. Went out for do some errands and stuff like that today. It was a beautiful day, man. Went to a restaurant. You know what I mean? Got some banh mi. It's a Vietnamese sandwich. You know what I mean? And went out with a particular friend of mine, and we had a good time, man. We had a good time. The weather was beautiful. The weather was beautiful. It was a perfect day. The sun was out. You know what I mean? It wasn't too hot. It wasn't too cold. It was perfect. 63, 64 degrees. I mean, at negative 10 degrees or at 0 degrees, you can't do nothing. You can't do nothing in that weather. You literally can't. Negative 10 degrees, you'll step outside, and I will step outside and I'll literally freeze. I'll freeze right there where I'm at. Yeah, man, you kidding me right now? You go outside and you try to take a piss, your piss will freeze. You know what I mean? That's how cold that is. Oh my gosh, no way would I be going to Minnesota or ever going to Minnesota with that type of weather. No, 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 no. Minnesota is not kind. Minnesota is not kind at all. I can't imagine. I cannot be. Do you guys have any homeless people in Minnesota? You can't have any homeless people in Minnesota if it's negative 10 degrees or 0 degrees, guys. I can't even. You do? You guys have. How is that even possible, guys? How is that even I don't even think a fire, okay, outside can save you in negative 10-degree weather outside. Like, how is that even possible? How can you be homeless, and being outside in negative 10-degree weather or 0 degree weather? I wouldn't understand it. I wouldn't understand it. You know what I mean? Even if you tried to give a homeless man out there a sandwich, they wouldn't be able to eat it. It will be rock solid in about 3.2 seconds. Okay? 3.2 seconds. It'll be faster than a Porsche. Okay? In 3.2 seconds, your sandwich will be frozen. Rock solid. Rock solid. I can't imagine that, man. I cannot imagine that. That's a bad look for Minnesota. That is a bad look. It is not inviting. It is not inviting. You need to come down to the south. You need to come over here to the north, to the north east over here, and come down south. Gotta come to the north side, south side. You hear me? I mean, it's not that cold. I'll tell you that. Oh my gosh. And you guys are gonna be cold for the next. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It is gonna be cold. How you feel about Ilya versus Islam? I mean, that'll be a good fight. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna say it's not gonna be entertaining, guys. That's definitely an entertaining fight. But I just think, I think Ilya needs to stay in his, in his division. Don't get me wrong. He knocked out Volk. He knocked out Max, two of the arguably, legends in the sport and in that division. So that's awesome and all, but I think Ilya needs to defend his belt a few more times before he actually competes for a double champ situation. And Islam, when it comes to Islam, I'm like, I think he needs to defend his belt against Artem. I think Islam needs to defend his belt against Artem, and it makes me sick to my stomach that the UFC didn't rebook that. Everybody gets injured. Okay, like I said, there's been 6 canceled bouts in the UFC Seattle. 6, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 6, guys. Okay, so people get injured. All right, and it just makes me sick to my stomach because I could recollect Khabib Nurmagomedov. He's pulled out of like 5 to 6 fights that I know of from the top of my head. 5 to 6 fights Khabib pulled out of, and he didn't have to work his way back to the belt. He got massive opportunities. So for the UFC to put Artem in this position where Dana White's like, oh well, he's not gonna get the opportunity for the belt. He's gonna have to prove himself and work his way back to the belt. It's like, why do that? You're taking away an entertaining fight that I was really, really entertained to see Artem versus Islam. I wanted to see how that fight, would go, especially how the first fight went. It was very entertaining. Who you think beat him, Ilya? Uh, really see anybody. I don't really see anybody beating Ilya. You know what I mean? I really don't see anybody in that division beating Ilya. To be honest with you, the guy has great boxing. His boxing is phenomenal. His hand and eye coordination is phenomenal. His combinations are phenomenal. He has great. We don't get to see it much, but he has great ground game as well. He's an overall fighter. He's good in every area. So in order to beat him, you're gonna have to be well-rounded, be able to mix it up. That's one thing that I haven't seen as of recent is somebody mix it up. You know what I mean? Like mix up the ground game. And time some takedowns, and work mixed martial arts. Don't only keep it standing. You know what I mean? Don't only keep it standing with Ilya because, that's dangerous enough. You got to mix it up. Whether it's, closing in the distance, grabbing a hold of his wrist, pushing him up against the fence, landing some elbows, landing some knees, going for a takedown. You got to mix it up. You got to change it up. You don't want to stand in front of Ilya, and try to, trade and box and bang with the guy. We already seen, Volk do that, got knocked out. We've seen Max try that, got knocked out. But what we haven't seen is somebody really mix it up. And that's what it's going to take to beat Ilya. In 145, if he dies, he dies. What are you talking about? If he dies, he dies. What are you talking about? Oh, man. But yeah, man, that's really what I gotta say when it comes to potential up and comers in the 145-pound division. That's the type of style that's gonna beat Ilya, is a person who mixes it up. And when it comes to Islam, bringing up Islam again, when it comes to Islam, I think he's too big, right? The guy could take a punch. His boxing is it's gotten way better over the years. We saw that with the Dustin Poirier fight. And the guy's creative, and he knows how to mix it up. The guy knows how to mix it up. He's not only going to strike with you. He could take you down. He could submit you. And he's not afraid to mix that up. So that's why I say Islam takes the fight. But I want to see Ilya defend his belt, at least 2 more times before we start talking about him moving up. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion towards that. But yeah, guys, if you're new to the channel, like and subscribe. It takes minimal effort to give me that thumbs up. So please, guys, support the channel and give me that thumbs up. You already know what it is. Against who? Man, that's a tough one, right? That's a tough one. I mean, I think Volk definitely needs to get his chance back, right? I think with everything that Volk was able to do in that division, and move up in less than a week notice and to fight Islam. And yeah, he got knocked out by Islam prior to him getting knocked out by Ilya. But I say Volk definitely needs his opportunity to get some revenge on Ilya. And we've seen Volk at his prime. You know what I mean? Like when he went up against Islam. That was a phenomenal fight. That's what I'm talking about mixing it up and being able to mix it up. Volk was able to mix it up in that fight. And if Volk comes into that fight with the same mentality like he did against that first time he fought Islam, I say he's going to make that fight a little bit tougher for Ilya. You know what I mean? He definitely is. He has the capabilities, and he's been away from the game, long enough to where hopefully he's healed all his injuries. His brain is definitely going to come is going to be in better condition, and yeah, man, I think Volk needs to get that that second shot against Ilya, because I think that fight looks different. How you doing, man? Crazy take. Hey, whatever you say, everybody has their own opinion, man. Everybody has their own opinion. I think Ilya has the potential of next Conor. I mean, he speaks and then proves it. I don't even want to compare Ilya to Conor because, in my opinion, just in my humble opinion, Conor McGregor never defended his belt. Point blank, period. Okay? He won the belt in the 145 featherweight division, and then he moved up, okay? Fought in the lightweight division only one time, won that belt, and essentially never defended his belts. Never did. So, Comparing him to a person who, defended their belts and has a potential to defend their belts multiple times. I can't compare Ilya to Connor because Ilya, in my behalf, it looked like he's gonna have a better career than Connor, much better, especially when we're talking about champions. He's not running, he's not, winning the belt and not defending it. The guy defended his belt, and he defended his belt against a hell of an opponent, in Max. You know what I mean? So, and knocked him out. So, best featherweight. Best featherweight, like in history, you're saying? Is that what you're saying? The best featherweight? Yeah, in history. Well, in my opinion, if I had to make, if I had to, say who was the best featherweight in that, in longevity, like who's the GOAT of that division, in my opinion, it got to be Jose Aldo. You know what I mean? Like, man, go watch Jose Aldo in his prime when he was in WEC. That fucking guy was a monster. You know what I mean? Like a monster. And then when he came into the UFC, he continued that. You know what I mean? I believe there was like a 12-year period that Jose Aldo didn't lose a fucking fight. In 12 years, I believe. If I'm not mistaken. All right? Don't quote me on that, but if I'm not mistaken, it was like 12 years that Jose Aldo didn't even lose a fight. And that's amazing. That's fucking beyond GOAT status. Bro, you are crazy. It's Connor. Definitely not. Definitely not. It's definitely it's definitely not Connor, man. I don't know. I don't see how Connor is the best in that division when he never defended his belt. Not even against Jose Aldo. He didn't. You know what I mean? Like he didn't defend his belt. I'm sorry, man. I can't say it's Connor. Maybe everybody is entitled to their own opinion, but opinions are like assholes. They mostly stink. You know what I mean? So, hey, if you think it's Connor, that's good on you, man. I'm not on here to debate. You know what I mean? You ask me a question, I answer it, and my answer is Jose Aldo. Okay, he has multiple defenses. He held that division down. He came from the WEC, dominated that division still. I mean, I can't say enough good things about Jose Aldo, man. That guy was just a monster. Just a monster, man. Let me just make sure I'm not wrong here. Hold on a second. Okay. Yeah, man. I mean, this. Oh my gosh. Yeah, man. He just Jose Aldo. He went on a crazy tear, bro. He just went on a crazy tear. Uh, um, Aldo and Max, 13 seconds. That doesn't really matter, man. You know what I mean? Anybody who's anybody could get knocked out. You know what I mean? Anybody who's anybody could get knocked out. The key here is, can you do it again? You know what I mean? Uh, can you get a rematch and defend that belt and do that again? I don't think that will happen again. Just like how I'm saying if Volk gets his opportunity against Ilya, I think that fight looks a lot different. I don't think Volk gets knocked out in the first round. I can tell you that. I don't think that happens. You know what I mean? Especially with Volk, recovering from all his injuries and recovering from multiple knockouts. It was just a 2.5 to 3 month period in between fights when Ilya knocked out Volk. It was just everything is timing, and it was a perfect timing for Ilya to take advantage of Volk, and he did because Volk was coming from a knockout to a heavier opponent when he fought Islam. Short notice fight, guys. Short notice fight. Did you guys saw how the first fight went when Volk fought Islam? Okay, you guys saw that first fight, right? Well, then he had to cut weight. Okay, and that's hard enough, cutting weight. Make the weight, championship weight, and then fight against the best in the world in Islam. And he got knocked out. Of course, he didn't even have a training camp. He had less than a week notice to fight Islam, the best in the world. Okay, and he got knocked out. I knew that was going to happen. And then not even 2.5 to 3 months later, he fights Ilya. Of course, I even knew he was going to get knocked out. A lot of people go watch, every freaking MMA channel on here. They were worried about, him being knocked out by Islam and the potential of him getting knocked out, again against Ilya. Everybody was talking about it. It was not, nothing new. It was definitely something that everybody was worried about. And guess what? It happened, right? That wasn't the best Volk we've seen. That's just my opinion. Ilya and Islam are my favorite right now. I don't want them to fight each other. UFC 205 again. Oh my gosh, this guy is over here debating. He is sucking Conor's dick. You know what I mean? You know what you should do? You should definitely you should call up Conor. Okay. You should ask him, why is he catching cases in bathroom stalls? All right, since he's such a great person, right? Why is he out here groping women, right? And trying to have sex with them when, the woman doesn't want to have sex with him. Please, let me know. Please, let me know. And not only that, can you ask him why is he on so much coke? And can you also ask him why the PEDs and why the human growth hormones? Why? Can you call him up and ask me, come up with some answers? Because, the guy is on a tear. You know what I mean? The 60 minutes on this guy is going to be amazing. All right? It's going to be amazing, guys. Okay? I'm definitely watching that 60 minutes. 100%. Kidding me right now? Yeah. I'm sorry, man. I'm not gonna support anybody like Conor McGregor. That's just not something that I'm gonna do. No fucking way. You're out of your mind. Especially a person that never defended his belts, and yet people are calling him this great, UFC champion. I'm sorry. Last time I checked, to be a great UFC champion, you gotta defend your belts multiple times, and you gotta not only that, but you have to beat the up and comers, all right, and beat them decisively, okay. And the greats, if we're talking about the greats, they've done that. You know what I mean? When it comes to GSP, he's done that. When we're talking about Demetrius Johnson, he's done that. When it comes to John Jones, he's done that. When it comes to, BJ Penn, he's done that. You know what I mean? Those are great champions. Those guys defended their belts multiple times, and not only that, they beat the up-and-comers. I think Volk can defeat anybody except Islam in lightweight. That's a good take. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't. I know this is gonna sound crazy. I know you guys are. You guys are gonna be like, bro, you're nuts. What are you talking about? But a lot of people don't want to. They really discredit Belal Muhammad. They really discredit Belal Muhammad for some reason. All right, but I'm gonna say this again. All right, there's a reason why Usman didn't want to fight him. For years, Belal Muhammad was supposed to fight Usman, and Usman fought other opponents rather than fighting Belal Muhammad. And I never understood that. I could just never understand why, right? Because I thought Usman could beat Belal. But then, we also seen Leon Edwards not want to fight Belal Muhammad. And I'm wondering, but why? Why don't you want to fight Belal? You'll be able to, knock him out, potentially in the stand-up game. Every fight starts standing up. So why wouldn't Leon Edwards want to fight Belal? But then we got a chance to see Belal Muhammad versus Leon. And guess what? We all got a chance to see Belal Muhammad stand up. And guys, Belal Muhammad, he's an overall fighter. He's another one of those guys that he mixes it up. The guy has great wrestling, great timing, great stand up, and he has a hell of a jab. Okay, so I'm gonna put that out there. Okay, what do you think? Who has better chances at Islam or Bilal? Well, look, guys, that's the reason why I brought up Bilal. You know what I mean? That's the reason why I brought up, the remember the name Bilal Muhammad. I mean, enough said. You know what I mean? Enough said. I mean, I like Bilal. I like Bilal Muhammad. I really do. I like his style. And after watching what he did to Leon Edwards, it really made me like him even more. To be honest, that guy dominated Leon Edwards. Usman didn't even do that. All right, don't get me wrong. In the first, well, not the first fight. In the second fight, I believe when Leon Edwards fought Usman, and then Usman ended up getting head kicked in the last moments. Usman was beating him, but it wasn't like the Bilal Muhammad fight. It was pure domination from Bilal, pure domination. He beat him in striking. Nobody expected that because Leon Edwards is a striking fighter. Bilal Muhammad beat him in that department, and he definitely out-wrestled, dropped Leon Edwards on his fucking head. Guys, Bilal Muhammad is an animal. He's an animal. I think wrestling will play a huge role in that. Maybe, That's possible. That's possible. I mean, both guys know how to mix it up. And both guys, they come from the same training camp. Bilal Muhammad trains with those guys. He also trains in Chicago because he is from Chicago. So, yeah, I mean, that's a good fight, but I don't think that fight happens. You know what I mean? I already saw an interview with Bilal Muhammad, and he said he'd rather move up to the middleweight division and fight in the middleweight division than fight his brother Islam. So that fight is not gonna happen, guys. But guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me that thumbs up, so please, guys, go ahead and do that. I want MVP to fight in top 5. I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna look. I don't know if he gets his opportunity. He is coming, from a W. I'll tell you that much. He did win his last fight, and he made his opponent look a lot lesser as a mixed martial arts fighter. You know what I mean? But we've seen MVP Michael Venom Page. We've seen him, turn strikers into wrestlers. So that's the only department that you have to worry about when it comes to MVP is the ability to keep the fight standing and the ability to get back up to his feet. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. I don't even know who would be MVP's next match. To be honest, I don't know who that would be. I don't know how that would look. But yeah, man. But yeah. Right now, I'm looking at the rankings. And man, there's really nobody. There's really nobody for when I look at Ilya. I mean, Yair Rodriguez is ranked 5th. Brian Ortega is ranked 6th. I mean, yeah, he's about to clean house, Ilya Taporia. I mean, if you watch the highlight of Ian and MVP, it was Ian and MVP. It was close, and Ian was hesitant in striking with him. Definitely was. How you doing, Johnny? How you doing? Hopefully you're having a good one, man. Hopefully you're having a good one, and if you're not, yeah, pray on it. Pray on it. But when it comes to the Ian, when it comes to the Ian and MVP fight, like I said, he turned Ian into a wrestler. We all saw that, He turned Ian into a wrestler. Ian want nothing to do with the striking. He definitely looked like, he was very hesitant. I thought MVP was winning in the striking, in the stand-up game. But of course, Ian had to take him down, use some of his Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and that he did. That's the way he ended up winning the fight. But yeah, guys, I've been on for almost an hour now. I did not expect myself to be on this long, but I have been on this long. So please, guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Okay, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me that thumbs up. So go ahead and support the channel, and please don't forget to click that bell notification. Okay, it keeps all of us connected in this beautiful community. All right, it really does. I appreciate each and every one of you for supporting independent media. All right, it's hard enough out here. All right, it's hard enough out here. But the fight that excites me the most, man, is that Chimaev versus Duplessis. That's the fight that I'm looking forward to. Hopefully in 2025 we get that fight going. You know what I mean? I really want to see that fight. You know what I mean? I mean, the second fight that I'm excited to see is the Alex Pereira fight versus Ankalaev, which that happens soon. That happens soon. I'm excited to see that. I want to see if if Ankalaev. I definitely know for a fact the way for Alex Pereira to win this fight is by leg kicking the shit out of Ankalaev, leg kicking him to death. That lower calf kick for Alex, it always works, and he throws it powerfully, and it always lands, and it's hard to time because he does it so well. So if he comes in with that game plan, it's going to be very tough for Ankalaev to really mix it up and take down Alex. And, every fight, starts off standing up. So, when it comes to Ankalaev, he has a lot of opportunities to get knocked out. And Alex Pereira is one of those guys that he has, precise striking. And he looks for opportunities, and he might just find it. He might just find it. Do you know any Indian UFC fighter? Do you think Stylebender retires? Do I know any Indian UFC fighters? I mean, there was one that recently lost. That's the only one that I could really think of. I forgot his name or whatnot. But yeah. Do you think Stylebender retires? I mean, when it comes to him, to be real with you, he can do whatever he wants. Israel Adesanya could do whatever he wants. You know what I mean? Whether it's retire or compete for a few more years. I mean, he could do whatever he wants, And in my opinion, if I'm him, if I'm Adesanya, I would take a long break. I would take a long break, and I would not, but I wouldn't stop improving. Like I would travel around the world, and try to get with the best wrestlers, with just the best guys that could teach me how to wrestle. And could teach me how to defensive wrestling as well. Could teach me everything that has to do with defensive wrestling, and also teach me how to wrestle in general. If he could spend some, maybe 2 years, maybe a year and a half, 2 years working on his wrestling and his wrestling defense, that's a huge improvement for him. You know what I mean? And maybe take another year after that to work on some unique Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu submissions that he can get in some positions that he falls in. I think that'll be huge for him. That'll definitely affect him positively. So I think that's what he should do. I don't think he should retire in general, but I think he should take a break, take a step back, and go travel around the world. Go get with the best wrestlers that can teach you how to wrestle, and spend 2 years doing that, all right? And then spend maybe another year, doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and working on unique techniques, that work for you. I think you are taking references from Ankalaev and Jem Pavlovich. Yeah. If on the top of my head, that's one fight. Yeah, that's one fight where he did. Ankalaev did, end up getting leg kicked, and it didn't look good for him. You know what I mean? And that's against a guy who's not like Alex Pereira, who's not as precise with his kicks. So yeah, from the top of my head, that's most likely That's most likely why I did say that, and why I'm referring to that strategy. I mean, it wasn't the first thought in my head. I just thought that with a wrestler like Ankalaev, he's gonna be heavy in that front foot. That's guaranteed. So that leaves some opportunities for Alex Pereira to land that kick. And if he lands that kick accurately multiple times with Ankalaev being heavy on that front foot because he's gonna look for some wrestling, is gonna do some damage. So that's mainly the reason why I'm referencing that strategy. But now that you say that, that's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Perfect example. And do you think it was a draw? That fight? I mean, I don't know. I don't know about that one. I gotta go rewatch that one, to be honest. Uh, well said. I agree. Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's really what I think. Israel Adesanya should do. I mean, he's still Adesanya is not an old man. You know what I mean? I've seen guys like, for instance, Randy Couture, just phenomenal. I seen Randy Couture, freaking last a long time in mixed martial arts, and he found success. He found success because of his style. That Greco-Roman, type of style, push you against the fence, dirty boxing, use dirty boxing to clinch you, wrestle you. That's a perfect style, perfect recipe for a mixed martial arts fighter. And if Israel Adesanya could, develop a new style, he's already great at striking. We know that for a fact. But if Israel Adesanya could go out there and just show, something different and something unique, man, I'll be surprised. And if he ends up using the technique very well, I'm telling you, a lot of people are going to be with their jaws dropped like, whoa, wait a minute. That's a different Israel Adesanya. That's not the same Israel Adesanya. We're seeing a guy who now he's, developed a whole nother style. Yeah, he loves striking. He's a phenomenal striker, but geez, he went out for 3 years, 2.5 years, worked on his, mixed martial arts skills, and, we see it. So that's something that he should be open-minded about, honestly. But guys, like and subscribe. Guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel, okay? I'm about to be on here for an hour, guys. An hour. But, guys, it kind of pisses me off that we're not going to get the Artem and Islam fight. It kind of pisses me off because if it goes the way I think it is, Islam, he might be looking at retirement. Islam might be looking at retirement, to be honest. I think he defends his belt probably one more time in the welterweight division, and then in the welterweight division, in the lightweight division, and then moves up to the welterweight division, potentially. And then probably competes once or twice in the welterweight division, and then retires. And if the UFC doesn't make that fight, Artem versus Islam, I'm just gonna be fucking devastated, man. I'm gonna be devastated. How good is Jack I can never say his name. Madalena. All right, Jack Madalena. Look, he's good, but we're gonna see if he can fight the top of the top tier, right? When he gets his opportunity against Leon, we're gonna see if he could fight top tier. Okay, Leon is gonna look to rebound from that horrific loss against Belal Muhammad. So we're gonna see. But when it comes to Jack, when it comes to JM, I think he's gonna have to mix it up. That's the way to beat Leon. Belal Muhammad already showed that recipe. He showed the blueprint to beat Leon. You got to be able to mix it up. And you got to be able to not only strike with him, but you got to be able to get respect in the striking. Because it's one thing to stand up with your opponent and strike with him, but you're still getting beat in that department. So you go for the takedown, and then you dominate in that area. But if you can make it 50-50 and stand up against Leon Edwards, you can slowly break Leon Edwards' will. You could slowly break that department, because when it comes to striking, that's Leon Edwards' bread and butter. So if you could potentially make it 50-50, slowly but surely you're gonna start breaking him, because he's not gonna find a way to beat you. He's like, man, we're equal in stand up. And then if you take him down, that's gonna be that's a way to break somebody's will. And I think that's what Belal Muhammad did. He made it more than 50-50 because he outstruck Leon. Bilal Muhammad outstruck Leon. So he showed Leon, I'm gonna stand in front of you. I'm gonna stand and bang. I'm gonna throw combinations, and I'm gonna make you respect me. And that's what he did. And when he took him down, he dominated, and he broke Leon Edwards' will. He really did. Yeah, Islam is making way for his cousin Usman. Exactly. That's the scary problem. That's the thought that I have as well. I really believe that's what's gonna happen, and I need to see Artem versus Islam. I need to see that fight. All right, I need to see that fight like I need food. Okay, I really want to see that fight, guys. That's one fight that I'm excited for, and if the UFC doesn't do it, I am going to be devastated. Devastated, I tell you. But yeah, guys, I've been on here long enough. I've been on here for almost, well, oh wow, it's been an hour now. I've been on here for an hour, guys. All right, it's been awesome chit-chatting with you guys. All right, you guys been awesome. Like I always say, thank you for supporting, independent media. I really appreciate it. Yeah, but in the post match interview, Leon said he was feeling tired for his whole camp. Well, that's too bad. That's too bad for him. I don't care about excuses. I really don't. You know what I mean? You walked in there. You looked healthy. You was talking a lot of shit on the countdown and on the embeddeds. You were talking a lot of shit about Bilal, talking about, I don't remember the name. So I bet you he made you remember the name. So I don't want to hear any excuses for him. But guys, once again, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me that thumbs up. So please, guys, go ahead and do that. And don't forget to click that bell notification, okay? It keeps us all connected in this beautiful community. And once again, thank you for supporting independent media. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. But I'm out of here, guys. I am out of here. One, peace and love. Until next time.